The human mind is a fragile, trusting thing. It believes deeply in tomorrow. It relies heavily on next week. It trusts without question that the sun will always rise exactly the way it did today. But time is a quiet, invisible thief. It moves silently through the hallways of our lives. It closes doors without making a single sound. The most brutal truth of our existence is simply this: the last time never asks for permission. It never announces its arrival. It never knocks on the door. It never wears a warning sign. It never, ever says goodbye. You wake up, you drink your coffee, you live a completely ordinary day, and a beautiful chapter of your life closes forever, entirely in secret. Life deceives us with routine. It tricks us into believing that always is a guarantee, but always is just a beautiful illusion. The last time comes, and we never even notice. I sit alone in the quiet room. The old wooden clock on the wall ticks. A slow, steady, relentless heartbeat made of wood and brass. It cuts through the silence, marking seconds that will never return. I hold a heavy ceramic cup of warm chamomile tea. The steam rises, twisting slowly, dancing for a brief moment before disappearing into the cool afternoon air. The late sun cuts through the window glass. It illuminates 1,000 tiny dust motes suspended in the light. Everything is incredibly still. Everything is perfectly grounded in this exact breathing moment. I open the bottom drawer of an old cabinet. It smells of forgotten paper, dry wood, and faded lavender. My fingers brush against a small, worn-out wooden toy. Its edges are smoothed down from years of play, from years of tiny hands holding it tight. I pick it up. The wood is cold, but the memory it holds burns like a quiet fire. It anchors me here. It forces me to stop running. It forces me to look back at the quiet thief of time. We are always rushing. We are always running toward a tomorrow that is never guaranteed. And because we are running, because we are always looking ahead, we don't notice the silent goodbyes. Think about it. There was an exact, specific day, a completely ordinary, forgettable afternoon, when you picked up your child, held their sleepy weight against your chest, and carried them to bed. You smelled their hair, you kissed their forehead, you put them down, and you never picked them up again. Because the next day, they were simply too big to carry. You didn't know it was the last time. You didn't memorize the weight of them in your arms. There was a summer evening, a loud, joyful table at a small street cafe. You sat with your best friends. You laughed until your stomach hurt and your eyes watered. You hugged them in the street under the yellow streetlights and said, "See you next week." But life shifted. People moved away. Jobs changed. The years rushed in like a heavy flood. And that exact group of souls never sat at that table again. You didn't know it was the last time. We think we have oceans of time. We let go of the hugs too early. We look down at our screens instead of looking deeply into the eyes of the people across from us. We assume we have an endless supply of tomorrows to memorize the faces of the people we love. The regret is a heavy, invisible stone in the chest. The painful realization that the present slipped through our fingers like water. While we were busy worrying about the future, the present became the past. It slipped away. It slipped away. It faded in the dark. I close the wooden drawer. I look at the golden hour light, warming my tired hands. The silence in the room begins to change. It is no longer a heavy silence. It becomes softer. Maybe the true beauty of life is exactly its terrifying fragility. Maybe the reason the last time is kept a secret from us is a profound, hidden act of mercy. Imagine if you knew it was the absolute last time you would hold them. You would never let go of the embrace. You would hold on so tightly that life itself would freeze. You would be paralyzed by the grief of the goodbye before it even happened. The stealthy, quiet nature of time is not a curse. It is the very reason why every single second has so much immense value. It is the reason why love matters so much. The fragility of life is what makes it a masterpiece. You cannot change the hugs you released too early in the past. You cannot rewrite the goodbyes you missed. But you are breathing. You are here. You are sitting in this light. You still have today. I take a deep breath of the cool air. I let the heavy stone of regret fall to the floor. I forgive myself for the moments I didn't notice. If you are listening to this right now, if you are sitting in a quiet room carrying the heavy weight of the past, listen to my voice. Do not wait for tomorrow to say that you love them. Make the coffee and drink it while it is still hot. Put the distractions away. Look deeply, truly, and endlessly into the eyes of whoever sits across from you today. Memorize their laugh. Memorize the way the light hits their face when they smile. Forgive faster. Hug longer. Love harder. Embrace your ordinary life today. Hold it close. Hold it tight. Because time does not wait for anyone. But love, pure, undivided love, can fill whatever time we have left. Do not let the quiet thief steal today. Life is not waiting in the future. Life is happening now. It is happening right now. It is happening now.